Well, I know it looks like I eat a lot of McDonald's, but McDonald's is at it again, sneakily jacking up their prices for really no discernible reason, up to 40% on several items, on top of a $10 a $17 quarter pounder with cheese meal, or a $16 10-piece McNuggets meal. $16 for 10 McNuggets and fries and a drink? This is crazy. I thought we were done with all of this, but now they sneakily jacked up prices, but people have noticed. Shout out everyone who has joined our Discord. It's absolutely free to join. We do have a members area if you want to support the channel and be able to call into our live show or submit topics or get extra discounts on our stuff. That's $6, but you don't have to do that. You can just join the regular Discord. Both will be linked in the description down below. There are thousands of people you can hang out with. And huge shout out to our Blackberry Cream getting in at Amazon today. So now you can get free next day shipping on our Blackberry Cream coffee. Please do check that out. You're absolutely going to love it as a cold brew or warm, however it is. McDonald's loyalists are complaining on social media after claiming the chain's famous $5 meal deal jumped in price, alleging it now costs $7 in less than just 1 month. The 4-item meal deal launched in May last year and quickly sparked copycat offers from Burger King and Wendy's. It was introduced to counter the growing frustration among Americans at soaring fast food prices, with the $17 Big Mac becoming the poster child for soaring burger costs. Now, there's a lot to the burger cost discussion. We were actually just discussing that in the Discord. I believe that there are powers that be. The powers that be, they wanted to artificially increase the cost of beef. That's why you see all this soy burger crap. And now they're talking about this genetically lab engineered butter that they create I just talked about this 2 days ago. There's a butter that they create by like burning off hydrogen cells or something like that. This is all part of a bigger plan to where the government takes away, like anybody can make butter, but once they can create it in a lab, then they make it more difficult for regular people to create it, and you have to go to them to get your butter. The same thing is with, in my opinion, with burgers. They were trying to slam the price, to crank the price of beef up through the moon. And I don't know why, other than, they wanted to have this, climate agenda. Cows fart too much and we have too many cows, so let's get everybody to eat the bugs. Think I'm kidding? Just give it a few years. A couple of weeks ago, that same $5 meal became $6, and now today it's $7.40. 40%, or now it's $7. 40% in a month is wild. I'm done again. The deal includes a sandwich, either a McChicken, a McDouble, or a Daily Double. I don't really know what a Daily Double is. 4 chicken nuggets, fries, and a drink. Depending on the location choices, the Daily Double option can push the price to $7. Some fans slam McDonald's for dropping the ball, while others point out that the meal still offers a pretty good discount compared to ordering the items individually. You see, our McDonald's $5, $6, $7 meal, quote, deal. I stopped going to McDonald's for a couple of years because of their prices, but the job I started earlier this year is right next to McDonald's, and the $5 meal deal seemed fair. Well, a couple of weeks ago, it became the $6 meal deal, and now today, it's a $7 meal deal. 40% more in less than a month is wild. I'm done again. Now, I think ultimately, $5 for a meal deal in modern era is pretty good. But the debate comes after McDonald's recovered from its first quarter sales slump to post a 2.5% rise in U.S. sales. It was boosted by the Minecraft meal offer and the rollout of McCrispy strips. With consumers fearing skyrocketing prices of Big Macs, some of them opted to skip McDonald's and head on over to other restaurants. Some gave brief shout-outs to the all-new McDonald's Land meal, a limited-time offering bringing back Grimace, Ronald McDonald, Birdie, Fry Friends, Hamburglar, and Mayor Cheese. What about the McNuggets? I actually had action figures of the McNuggets when I was a kid. I think they probably came in a McNugget meal deal, but that's weird. While customers are eager to get their hands on the meal, Employees were aggravated to learn that it would debut the month after the Snack Wrap relaunch. Seriously, one more thing to shove in my already overloaded tiny walk-in cooler, a worker wrote on Reddit. The negative hype and humiliating loss for the national fast food chain is not affecting the company's plan to boost employment and help customer satisfaction. The chain is also completing its biggest job push since 2020 with hiring 375,000 Americans. I happen to think that in general, fast food prices have gotten better. And I think, it's not good to eat every meal. Everybody's always known that. But, once in a while or while you're busy or whatever the case may be, it's fine. Fast food prices have significantly increased, though. The average flagship meal now costs more than $10 in major U.S. cities. The price surge is largely attributed to inflation, which is not true, and the rising cost of ingredients and for food and labor, making fast food less affordable and increasingly seen as a luxury. I mean, this is everybody out there is, they gave us a break for like a couple of months and now they rug pulled and they're putting everything back up. Fast food financing, because prices are out of control and because you can't eat combo meals at Chili's every day. I don't really know what that is, sort of a meme place next to McDonald's, apparently. Fast food restaurants are slowing their price increases and are unleashing a torrent of value offers, but it doesn't appear to be generating consistent traffic growth. Well, this is back in June. McDonald's did bounce back, but not everyone else. Traffic fell 1% year over year at quick service restaurants in May, according to data from Revenue Management Solutions, RMS. That was the fourth time in the past 6 months and 12th time in the past 16 that traffic has been down, according to that index. So traffic is down. So how do they make their money? Jack the prices. Quite frankly, that's all they're doing here. They don't care. They're just going to, increase the prices to offset, them losing the traffic. And all that's going to do is accelerate less people going there, by the way. It also reflects the average prices at quick service restaurant in May rose just 1%, according to RMS. That's the lowest rate in years and continuing to steady downward pricing trend. The restaurant industry has struggled through some anemic results over the past year and a half, largely due to weakness among lower income consumers. Total chain sales grew just 3%, according to data from restaurant businesses, and they grew just 2.4% at quick serve restaurants. Here's why. Restaurant chains have raised prices some 40% in 2019, largely in response to soaring costs of food and labor. Bull. I'm going to go ahead and say that greed has something to do with it. I'm just gonna guess. I know it's crazy because I'm just, a Midwestern country bumpkin. But you can't get your customers back after taking it to them like this. I mean, look at this deal. McDonald's, this is a brand new issue. Hey, McDonald's, you're effing crazy charging this price for a 10-piece nugget meal or a quarter pounder meal. This is directly from your app and not even in a city. I don't give an ish if it has a nostalgic toy and a garbage milkshake included. It's outrageous for the quality that it is. Time after time, you prove you don't get an F about your customers. Average operating profit margin for fast food is typically between 6 and 9%. Yours in 2024 was 45%, you greedy jerks. I had lunch at Chili's today, and I had unlimited chips and salsa. Could have chosen salad or soup instead, and a pretty large burger and fries with a drink for $10.99. Even with adding a 40% tip, that's still cheaper than this McDonald's meal. McDonald's, your food is nowhere near as good as that either. So enough with the gaslighting of people about your prices, you effing clowns. You absolutely can lower your prices. You just don't want to because your CEO is a prick. Here's the price. The McDonald's lamp, 10-piece McNugget, $16. Now you get a fry and a drink, $16 and a shake. But I don't want a shake for my meal. I want something to drink. A shake is a dessert. I'm not shake shaming, okay? I'm not shake shaming my fellow fats. I'm not. But to me, when I'm having like a meal, I want something to drink. A shake is a dessert. $16 for a 10-piece McNugget meal? That is bonkers. Taco Bell has become just as bad. Look at this. $2.69 for a tiny bag of chips and cheese. They used to be like 80 cents. Oh, the chips and cheese. Their nachos and cheese at Taco Bell used to be something. My wife's a vegetarian, so whenever we go to Taco Bell, she would get like a cheese taco and like nachos and cheese. There's about 7 chips in there and maybe the worst quality cheese on the planet. Now they want $2.79. Sorry, check that. $2.70 for chips and cheese. $2.70 for like 4 chips. $16 for a single taco, a taco and a Mexican pizza and chips and a drink. So a meal. $16 for Taco Bell. Taco Bell. I mean, and by the way, if you look, here's the Chili's meal. Look at that burger. Like this is why Chili's is absolutely crushing it. The Chili's by my house, by the way, is my favorite. They've got this manager, probably like a 40, 50-year-old black guy, always there, smile on his face, absolutely crushing it. Now, all of the servers are ratchet for the most part, from Milwaukee, but like, I mean, the service has gone really downhill, but if you go there during the day, it's not so bad. But like that place is jam-packed all the time for this $10.99 deal. Now, I don't know if they're not making money on this or not, but I mean, they certainly are building a lot of loyalty, and they've had this $10.99 meal at Chili's for a very, very long time. People are absolutely sick and tired of getting ripped off. 40% price increase again after barely giving us a break for a few months. Talk about it. Come talk about it in the Discord. If you don't know what it's just a chat room. It's totally free. I'm in there. You can watch videos on how to use it if you're overwhelmed. But also, if you're in a position to, please do consider joining as a member at thequartering.com/join. We really, really need your support. And you get it. You'll make way more than that back in all the extra discounts we give. You get to call into the show, all sorts of stuff like that. I'll keep it pretty simple. But you don't have to. You can join free. So both are linked in the description, and we'll talk to you again real soon.